Alright, so what up though? It's your man Lewis on the Mag. Now we gotta speak about Busta Rhymes said some very interesting things that got some people talking. Now I don't know what outlet or media outlet he was speaking with, but he said something to the effect that U.S. Americans, we actually have no culture, and all of our culture comes from the West Indies and the Latinos. Now that gave a lot of mixed reactions, and some people were really upset about it. Now I personally, me being from Detroit and us having this whole Detroit soul, the Motown vibe, the Motown just origin, I feel some type of way about it because he's saying it as if we, as Americans, have never created culture or never influenced culture and therefore never influenced the world. So, like, I feel like he really misspoke in that scenario. Now, granted, hip hop, now rapping started back in the 40s and shit. Like niggas that already did a whole, you know what I'm saying, a female I dealt with back in college and shit, nigga, she did a whole fucking beginning of rap to hip hop, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, like, so we ain't about to get all that, but motherfuckers been rapping since back in the days and shit. The culture of hip hop, now the culture of hip hop, that's more so, you know what I'm saying, the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, late 70s, you dealing with the gangs that came together to try to quell the shit, you feel me? Cool Herc, you know what I'm saying, Jamaican, dance hall. He is like the, granted, as the originator, you know what I'm saying, that building in Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. 100, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying, like the rhythms in which we use in hip hop, I mean, you could say like it's rooted in a lot of different things, like the 808, you know what I'm saying, like the 808 drums and shit. Like it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, ancestral roots that come with this hip hop shit, but it is authentic American art form and shit, you feel me? But a lot of the influencers from hip hop, yes, maybe from the West Indies, or you know what I'm saying, maybe of Latin descent, or you know what I'm saying. And America is a melting pot, you know what I'm saying, to a very large degree. It is a nation of quote unquote immigrants, but when you speak about black people, when you speak about indigenous people, Native Americans, you have to be careful and sensitive to this subject because there are people whose foundation is in this nation. Like from what I understand, Busta Rhymes, he's an American, but his parents are from Jamaica. You feel me? So I know that they had their own struggles in Jamaica and Haiti and, you know, in the islands and all that. But we as Americans, we share our own unique struggle. As I've been to a slave plantation that my grandfather met my grandmother on in Louisiana. My grandfather worked on a slave plantation as a black man. You feel me? And met my grandmother on that same plantation. And then they ran off to fucking Detroit, you feel me? The home of Motown, you feel me? The home of like just the American sound. And like he does bring up an interesting point though, because when you think about American culture, a large portion of American culture is consumerism. Because even as we did create music and we created dances, ultimately these things were created in an attempt to sell that culture back to you. So, you know what I'm saying, America, we have created a culture of consumerism, but you know what I'm saying, we cannot deny that American art, American literature, American cinema, that's what actually influences the world the most. Like, you feel me? Everything that came before leads to something else. So yes, there have been forefathers, like life started in Africa, if you want to be honest. So, you know what I'm saying, all this shit boiled down to, you know what I'm saying, Africa. But everything, everybody take from somebody else in order to create, you know what I'm saying, what it is that we have today, you feel me? Now, there are some indigenous cultures, or, you know what I'm saying, like, first all you have to break down what is culture, you feel me? And, like, really when you look at hip-hop, we say it's a culture, but we don't really mean it because we let anybody in it. Like, when, you know what I'm saying, when you have other people who have their own way of life and their own way of culture, they kind of, they protect it, they guard it, they don't break traditions. That's how they preserve their culture, you feel me? But when it comes to hip hop, we've let anybody just infiltrate it for the money. But then that goes to my original point. American culture really has been consumerism. You feel me? So that's why I said Buster. He does have a point in the fact that like Americans, like, and I feel like other nationalities and people who come from like different places, it's like they won't break their for. I mean, sometimes they might, but it's like for the most part they won't break their culture for the dollar. You feel me? Like Americans or like even in hip hop, it's like we so quick to sell out our integrity for a dollar. You feel me? It's hard to preserve what it is we have. That's why hip hop didn't just ran amok how it is, because for the dollar, we will allow, you know what I'm saying, our core to be, you know what I'm saying, dismantled or disintegrated. But, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't have the answer. You know, I'm not here to try to, like, preach or say I have the answer. I'm just here to try to get you to think about what's being said and answer, like, you know what I'm saying, what is culture to you? And, like, because you could say, like, some people say black culture is this, some people say black culture is that. You know what I'm saying? Could that be because the propaganda that's put before you on the news, so that's all you seeing black people doing, to where you think that's what black culture is? Or you just look at the music and the movies and the TV and say, well, yeah, you guys promote that, but, you know, we're not the ones who are financing these promotions. We're not the ones who are, you know, we're the participants, you feel me? But some could also say on the side that we're the victims as well. So, I mean, it's a multi-layer argument, you feel me? There's experts on either side. So it all depends on your perspective and your lens. But, you know, so I just wanted to bring the discussion to my audience. I feel like that's something that we could talk about. But it's your man, Lewis Automatic, signing out.